Hello and welcome to High on Sports Overtime. I am Ralphie, and as always, joined by my lovely crew.
It's lovely we are.
Lovely, very lovely, especially by Eric. But thank you so much for joining us on our YouTube exclusive post show. And real quick, I'll remind you guys you can find the archive of all our past shows, highonsportsradioshow.com. And on Twitter, find us at high_on_sports, and Facebook High on Sports Radio. All right, well, let's get right into this. This is something we touched on the show earlier today, but we didn't really go too in-depth about it, and that's the offseason going on right now for Major League Baseball. Obviously, the Fausto Carmona thing, him lying about his name and his age, is really Roberto Hernandez Heredia.
I think it's
Heredia. There's a debate. The jury's not out on that one yet, but anyway, so the Indians had to make a move to fill out the starting rotation, and they end up trading for pitcher Kevin Slowey. They trade relief pitcher Zach Putnam to the Rockies. Kevin Slowey, formerly of the Minnesota Twins for a long time. Slowey's number's not that impressive, but it was really kind of, we need something to plug this hole real quick, which I know a guy you've always been high on is David Huff. And I'm a little bit upset that David Huff wasn't,
Well, they're not really looking for Kevin Slowey to start the year in the rotation. It was more of an insurance policy more than anything, because when you look at the back end of the rotation, you had, if you take out Carmona, you still got David Huff, Carlos Carrasco, and Zach McAllister.
Gmar
Gomez. So there's plenty of options available, but if you take out a guy like a Carmona, a proven innings eater, that's why you might get the reaction of trading for a Kevin Slowey, someone might be able to plug into a spot if need be.
That's a good point. Now there's a big rumor going around. I think it's ridiculous. I want to know what you think. That the Indians might now make a move on the biggest free agent pitcher left in the market, Roy Oswalt, to fill that spot and throw him in that rotation. I mean, it sounds crazy to me, but you think about it: Justin Masterson, Ubaldo Jimenez, Josh Tomlin, Derek Lowe, Roy Oswalt. That's a pretty scary rotation. But also reports that the Red Sox, they recently traded Marco Scutaro to the Rockies as well for essentially nothing in return. A lot of people believe that's to free up some not cap space, but free up some money to go after Roy Oswalt. And I really think if Cleveland gets locked in a bidding war with the Red Sox, the Red Sox come out on top on that one.
Yeah, that's why I don't see the Indians as too big of a factor in the Roy Oswalt situation. Yeah, it would be nice to have him in our rotation, plug him into a 3 or 4 spot, but is the money going to be there? I don't think so.
Another big question mark for the Indians this year is first base. The organization doesn't seem too sold on Matt Laporta. I'm not done with Matt Laporta. I just don't think he's ready right now. I don't know how you feel about that, but a guy that was being thrown around was Carlos Pena. Carlos Pena just announced this week going back to the Rays. So now a name being thrown around is Casey Kotchman. How do you feel about getting a Casey Kotchman on this team?
I would be fine with having Kotchman. I don't know what his stats were from last season. I don't have them right in front of me. Another guy that I was hearing rumors about, and we've brought this up once before, is Derek Lee, formerly of the Cubs, and finished out last year in the Pittsburgh Pirates.
That's right, yeah.
And that would be a nice addition to have. Like another guy like I forget who, but he's going to strike out a lot, but he is going to hit at least 20 to 25 home runs, drive in potentially 80 runs a year.
That's what this club needs right now.
And we're not getting that kind of production out of Laporta or anyone else that we're putting at first base, with the exception of Carlos Santana, but that's only a temporary measure.
Yeah. All right, now on to another team we talked about last week in overtime, actually, was the Texas Rangers, and then potentially signing Fielder. All I've heard from that story is that it looks like Fielder won't be a Ranger, but they did sign Yu Darvish, the half-Japanese, half-Iranian pitching phenom, I guess you could call him, to a 6-year, $52 million deal. And remember, they even had to pay $52 million just to talk to him. So ultimately, you're out $104 million on a guy who hasn't thrown a pitch in the major leagues. If I'm a Rangers fan, I'm not okay right now.
That is completely absurd.
I'm worried as hell.
Just say it. That is absurd. $52 million just to talk to a guy? Go away.
That's insane.
No,
That's insane.
That's not even worth it.
I don't even necessarily like the signing because you're gambling a lot of money on this guy who who's, we've said, never thrown a pitch in
And
making
it's
the
the same
major
thing
league.
the NFL used to do with all them rookies. It's like, here's your $700 million signing bonus. Dude, you've never taken a snap in a professional football game. Go home.
And I think, honestly, you look at the history, and this is something you and I talked about a long time ago, actually, on the show, was the fact that for some reason these Asian players get so much more hype than bringing in a Latin American player, from like the Dominican Republic or Venezuela or something like that. And Asians, I mean, I'm not trying to generalize all Asians, but if you look at the Asian players that have come here, and let's even just focus on the Japanese, because Japan has a rich history of baseball leagues and stuff like that, and they're very, big fans of the sport. But you look at the Japanese players that have come over, almost every one of them's come over with a lot of hype around them.
And crashed and burned.
And aside from really Ichiro and Hideki Matsui, they've not lived up to hype. I could see an argument for Daisuke, but I rule Daisuke as a bust.
He's a bust.
He has not lived up to the
bust.
money he's getting.
Even the first one to come over with a lot of hype, Hideo Nomo, when he signed with the LA Dodgers, he crashed and burned pretty quickly. He had a long career in the MLB, but after that first or second year, after he threw that no-hitter, he was just your average pitcher.
Yeah, I think you're not. I think everybody hopes they're gonna find that new Ichiro, but
it's
just not gonna happen. No, by the way, someone you pointed out to me, Jose Canseco.
Oh,
He's playing in the the North American Baseball League right now.
Yes, something that's definitely not pro ball, but
The
he's still
Scorpions
playing.
or something. He's a player manager of the something Scorpions. I don't remember. And he wants to come back, doesn't he?
Yes, he wants to come back this year. He posted a few tweets saying, "Hey, Billy Bean, if instead of signing Manny Ramirez, why don't you come sign Jose
How old
Canseco?"
is he now?
Oh, he's
Like
got to be.
50?
He's got to be getting close to 50.
110.
Dude, give it a rest, man. You're not gonna play pro ball. You're past your time.
They're both huge risks, but I'd go after Man Ram before I go
Yeah.
after Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just one
Even though
comeback.
that's
That's just
pushing your luck, Manny.
that's not gonna happen. Jose
Maybe
Canseco.
Manny.
Quote me on this right now. Jose Canseco will not play Major League Baseball this year. Maybe he'll still be a player manager of the Scorpions of the North American Baseball League.
I don't think they'll take him back either with that whole steroid thing too that was going on.
Well,
you would have to
yeah.
serve at least a 50-game suspension.
Absolutely, potentially even 100.
Mhm.
Maybe he'll come back, but has to miss a season. So
And
that just
then-
makes it entirely worthless. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for High on Sports Overtime. Thank you so much for watching this. And remember, find the actual show also on YouTube and every Monday night at 7 p.m. on morningshowcentral.com. Remember, high-on-sports-radio-show.com. Twitter is high_on_sports. I'm eRalphieW. At Von Erich, at Ashley Brum13. And remember, find us on Facebook, High on Sports Radio. That's going to do it. So we will see you guys next Monday night at 7 p.m. on morningshowcentral.com.